Hi, everyone. Welcome to Financial Insights. I'm Linda, your accounting coach. Similar to small businesses, nonprofits also struggle with cash flow. Usually, after the holidays, there's a dip in donations. And so, nonprofits usually have to either dip into their line of credit or their savings to cover general operating expenses. So for nonprofits, cash flow is very important because most nonprofits rely on grants. And as we know, grants, there's a different timing period for grants. They may be annual, they may be quarterly, and so there's different frequencies. And so nonprofits have to be real careful that throughout the year they can cover those seasons, or I should say those months where income is not coming in, but they still have cash in the bank. So I want to give nonprofits 3 tips on how to manage cash flow. Number one, use your online banking portal. First thing, log into your bank account, see currently where the bank balance is. A lot of times, even with nonprofits, a lot of nonprofit executive directors do not look at their bank account. You have to use your online banking portal. That's the first thing. Log in, see what the bank balance is. Number two, you want to estimate actual cash coming in. So for nonprofits, this actually could be fees, this could be donations, and then also grants received. So this may, in the beginning, may take a little bit of lead work where you have to understand what is the income sources that are coming in. And so you may have to pull up your CRM and estimate estimated donations based on previous years, also looking at fees. If you charge fees for your services, okay, we're expecting to perform so many services, this is going to be our estimated fees. Or if your memberships, you need to estimate that. Then thirdly, with grants, so this is where a lot of nonprofits do not take into account when grants are actually received. So you get the award letter, but that doesn't mean you get that check the same day. So you want to make sure you're tracking when those grants are actually going to be received. And particularly if it's a multi year grant, you want to know, okay, year one, when should I be expecting that money come in? Year two and year three. Most nonprofits do not have a tracking file that will give them that information. So you want to ensure that you have some type of file that tells you per grant when that money is actually going to come in for multi-year grants. So once again, when you're doing the cash flow, when you're first setting it up, you're going to have to do little bit of lead work. Then number three, similar for small businesses, this is for nonprofits. You want to know what are the outstanding bills. A lot of nonprofits do not know what is their general operating expenses. That things are just being paid when they need to be paid. You want to know what is on auto pay, what is paid quarterly, what is paid annually. Most nonprofits know, okay, I got to pay the payroll, I got to pay the 1099s. Okay, when do you pay the rent? When do you pay the utilities? When do you pay those subscriptions to Adobe and maybe Microsoft Office, GoDaddy, all of those things, particularly if they're annual, because like the GoDaddies and the Microsofts, those type of subscriptions, they can, run you over 200 something dollars, particularly if they're charging you per staff member. So you want to have a list, a what I call an organizational list that lists all of your bills, the vendors, the amount, and then the frequency that those items are paid, whether that's quarterly, monthly, whatever the case, and have a column for that. That way it will help you with your cash flow. So these are three important things for your cash flow. You need to use your online banking portal. So you need to know what's currently in the bank. Then number two, you're going to estimate what is coming in. So you need to know your sources of income, whether that's fees, donations, and grants. And these are things that are actually going to hit the bank account, not what has been awarded or what you think is going to be awarded, but what is actually going to hit the bank account. Then, number three, what is going to be paid? So, what is actually going to hit the bank account and be taken out? You want those three things. So, with a cash flow in the beginning, it's going to take some research. And if this is your first time doing a cash flow, it's, it'll probably take you a week or so to gather all that information, put it together, So you're getting familiar with it. And so it's in a format that you can understand. But once you have it in a format that you understand going forward, it should be pretty simple because all you have to do, look at your online portal, go in there and say, okay, this is what I'm estimating coming in, estimating going out. So if you already have your master sheet going forward, it should work just like an old school check register. That's what I call it. So once again, the cash flow has to be based on real data, not what how you feel or what you're thinking, but it should be based on a source. Documents, grant reports, sales reports. I'm sorry, fee reports for a nonprofit. Bills, actually bills that are coming through. So it should be based on documentation. So once again, for a nonprofit, cash flow is just as important because that keeps the door open and that keeps your programs continue to serve those who depend on you. So take some time this week to schedule time this week to actually develop a cash flow that fits your nonprofit. So every nonprofit is different. So create a template that fits your nonprofit. It can be a simple spreadsheet. It doesn't have to be elaborate. If you just want to start with a notebook and then from there get other staff members involved and develop a spreadsheet that can be shared with the whole organization. So hopefully you find this information helpful. Make sure you comment, like, and share, and we'll see you next time.